Hola, mi amigos. All right, here we're going to talk about some user experience design. Before you start any web design project, you should always consider a discovery phase. In the previous lecture presentation, you should now know what a discovery phase is, and I like to call it a discovery phase, and it focuses heavily on user experience or UX design, as we call it in the industry, another jargon term. Many web designers love to jump right in and start making pretty things without any thought or consideration, and I am totally guilty of this. I personally love just skipping even designing and sketching, and even in Photoshop, and I just go straight to the browser and I just design using CSS. Now, you might not know what CSS is yet, but eventually you'll discover what that is. So I'm totally guilty of doing this, but in my experience, every time I sketch and I wireframe and I focus on UX design, the project turns out so much better, and there are less problems, and things are much more clear throughout the rest of the project. So again, this is kind of bad practice, and UX design is the answer. It's a great way to start. So what is UX design? Well, it's all of these bundled into one: visual design, information architecture, usability research, content strategy, and interface design. Right here in this Venn diagram, you can see that it is a combination of all of these things together. And so the user experience design is kind of what it sounds like. You want to be able to design an optimal user experience. It's not about making things pretty or making things function really cool. You want to be able to create something where the user is going to have an optimal and enjoyable experience. So what makes good UX? It's useful and fulfills a user's goal. Like, for example, if you are on udemy.com and you want to buy my course, it's Udemy's job to make sure that their layout, their design, and the functionality of their website is to allow you to see my course and what I offer, and to make it easy for you to fulfill your goal of enrolling in the course. It's easy to use, so it should be obvious and easy for you to find how to purchase the course, find out more information, watch the video, and if you're sold, buy the course. That should be easy. And it's pleasant and enjoyable, or at least not annoying. So not every website is rainbows and butterflies, and everything's all fun and pretty and you're having a great time, but at least you don't want it to be annoying. So if you're doing your taxes online, it's important that the user experience design in that is optimal, because people hate doing their taxes, especially by themselves. And to make the experience at least not annoying and even pleasant and enjoyable is great UX. So why is UX important? Well, it solves a problem, it entertains or engages, it educates or informs a user, and the user must experience the above with ease, no stress, and no anger. So when somebody's trying out a website and they get angry that they can't find the purchase button, or they can't find a certain thing or a product, that's the UX designer's problem. That's not the user's problem. They're not stupid. You're stupid for doing it incorrectly. And I know that sounds a little rough or harsh or rude, but that's how it is. You're designing for normal people. You're not designing for people who are veteran user experience designers. Veteran user experience designers know that the people using their application or their website are just normal people. Stay-at-home moms, guys who work in finance, a grandmother, just normal, everyday people. And so you shouldn't expect them to be the same, that you shouldn't make them feel dumb or angry. So a user experience is important because you need to make it seamless, easy, without getting the user angry or stressed. So let's actually test it out. So let's try to buy a laptop briefcase bag on apple.com. Again, you don't have to buy the bag, it's just go through the process. So let's go to apple.com and see what the user experience is like. Let's see if Apple did a good job. All right, here I am on apple.com, and I haven't done this before. I wanted to save this test in real time doing it live here. So I don't have experience with this. I've never actually bought a laptop briefcase bag. I don't even own one. But I'm going to do it right here. And let's see if the user experience is easy. So from a totally new user standpoint, I'm on apple.com and I know they sell stuff. So I want to buy a laptop briefcase bag. So first thing I do is I look up here and I assume we're going to the store. And from there, what I could probably do is I just hit the search button, but I want to go through the actual process to see. So obviously these are the options for me to shop. And the one that seems to fit my criteria are accessories, especially this headphone icon. That really helps me understand. I'm looking for things like that. So nothing at the top. I'm looking in the categories here. And okay, there we go. Bags, shells, and sleeve. I'm assuming that is exactly what I'm looking for. And here we are in the storefront. And I think I'm in the right area. I don't see a briefcase bag yet. I see some sleeves, but I don't want that. Some cases. And there we go. Look at this. Slim briefcase laptop bag. I already got 3 of them right here. And they're beautiful. And if I wanted to buy it, I would click this one because I like how this one looks the most. I got some more pictures if I want to see it. Some more pictures. Looks good to me. I actually quite like that. And I would buy that bag. And there we go. So I can add to cart. Maybe there are other options. I could just go ahead and add that to the cart. And there it is. Then I can hit checkout. I'm assuming it's going to ask me for my credit card information, my shipping information. I'm good to go. So that was easy. That was what, 1 or 2 minutes, and I figured it out. There was no problems. I wasn't confused at any point. I wasn't stressed. It was actually quite nice. I got to see some beautiful pictures. Everything was laid out, and everything was a smooth shopping experience. So good UX on their part. So great. Let's go back and see. I have another challenge for you. All right, so the next challenge, let's try and find the location, the physical location of the water park at wetandwildhawaii.com. As you may know, I love Hawaii and I love water parks. So again, I've never been on this site I've been to this site before just to look for a site for an example, but I've never done this challenge yet. I saved it specifically for this live recording. So I want to be able to find the location. Let's say I'm in Hawaii. I landed in Honolulu and I'm super pumped. I got my lei on and I want to go to the water park. For some reason, I want to go to a water park instead of go to the ocean and go surfing. But that's another story. And I want to know where it is. Is it even in Oahu? Is it on a different island? Where on the island is it? So let's find out. First thing I'm going to do is I usually would look for like a contact link, and I don't see like a contact link here. Anyway, I don't think it would be under things to do. That would be weird. Plan a visit, maybe? Directions? Very, very slow loading website, I notice. I usually don't like waiting this long. In fact, it doesn't even seem like it's loading at all. I don't know what's happening here. I'm going to scroll down. Something's funny. Something's broken. Okay. I think I found the address, and Google Maps is here. It's pretty easy to use. From there, I can see this looks like it is, in fact, on the island of Oahu. That's good. I'm in Honolulu, and looks like I just take the highway to Farrington Highway, Kapolei, Hawaii. Wet and Wild. Okay, so I found it, and then I would just do directions, and Google Map will do the rest. So, okay, so not bad, but not great. I would think that they should have an easier way to find it, maybe even on the home page. And I don't even think it was on the home page. No. So it wasn't even like on the home page. It wasn't easy to find, and it took me a couple steps of actually trying to figure it out. And it's an okay user experience, but not optimal, and that could have been designed better. So if the owners of the wetandwildhawaii.com website are watching this course. Cool. I would love some free passes, and call me so we can fix your website. All right, moving on. Some strategies used in UX design: flowcharts, sitemaps, wireframes, screenshots with annotation. All these things can be used as strategies to increase or to design a user experience. So flowcharts, like this one here, this example, this is called the Pan Flute flowchart. I didn't create it. It's a pretty famous one. You may already have seen it before, but it's basically a flow to let you see if you should buy a pan flute. So do you need one? A pan flute? Yes. No, you don't. No pan flute. Do you need one? No. No pan flute. Very, very simple, kind of funny flowchart. And flowcharts are used quite often to find out a user experience, like purchasing a laptop bag. You get on the website, am I looking for a laptop bag or am I looking to shop? And you can go through the flow to find out how you can optimize the flow and how a user will get to their goal. Sitemaps are basically like a table in like a spreadsheet of a map of the actual site. So your home, about, media, contact, and under those you have subpages. Wireframes, we've already seen some wireframes, and screenshots. We all know what screenshots are, with annotations. Just some notes on certain screenshots. Maybe if I took screenshots of the Wet and Wild Hawaii website and I kind of threw that in Photoshop and drew some stuff and put some text on there noting what worked and what didn't, certain things like that. Here's just an example of a sitemap. It looks like this. This is a fancy sitemap done by a really skilled designer. Usually sitemaps are much more gross and just straight up, just a table in Excel or Apple's numbers. And this is a wireframe. And some tools used in UX design. OmniGraffle Pro. It is a software specifically meant for making flowcharts and wireframes. It does cost some money, but it is good, and I use it quite often. Visio for PC only. I've never used it because I don't own a PC and I haven't for a long time, but I hear it's good. Balsamiq.com. That's a Q. Balsamiq. It is a free and paid service that lets you create sketches and wireframes on the screen, online, but it kind of looks like sketches. So it kind of gives this incomplete sort of look, and it looks pretty cool. Or straight up pen and paper. And I love pen and paper. I use it all the time. And my favorite way of doing it is using the grid book. And this is proof I actually own a grid book. I own multiple grid books. So check out bradhussey.ca/gridbooks. I am an affiliate for them, by the way. I will get a small commission if you decide to purchase one. But I have owned and used GridBooks long before I've been an affiliate for GridBooks. They're awesome. They're meant for sketching for the web, for mobile, and they have actual grids and columns, and they're beautiful. So check it out. So on your next project, consider user experience design. The client's needs, wants, and desires, what are they? The user's needs, wants, and desires, what are they? Create a sitemap with all pages and subpages in a spreadsheet, should do just fine. Sketch a wireframe of all important pages, like home, interior, contact, store, so on and so forth. Here are some books that you should check out. These are kind of the two fundamental books that you should read if you want to understand more about user experience design. So The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman. That's bradhussey.ca/design everyday things. And Don't Make Me Think by Steve Krug or Krug. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name. bradhussey.ca/don't make me think. And those are affiliate links. I will get a small commission if you decide to purchase those books using those links. If you decide to, great. Thank you so much. If not, totally okay. It's at no extra cost to you. It's just kind of a little tip that I get from the product, just kind of for me sending you their way. And so that's it. Let's move onward to the next lecture.